All right, so today everybody should have their self-portrait and should be at the very least starting your grid. You want to make sure that you follow the steps in your packet that have the yellow page that says Drawing 1 Self-Portrait Drawing Steps, and read through all of them so that you don't miss anything before you get started. The main thing is you're going to be using 1.5 by 1.5 inch boxes, and you're going to follow the same process as you did for your practice features, but you're not going to use 1 inch boxes. Instead, they will be a little bit bigger, 1.5 by 1.5. You're going to use your HB pencil, and you're going to make sure your grid is super, super light, the lightest mark you can make. And you want to start on one side, line up your ruler on the top left side, and you're going to make a mark every 1.5 inches. So 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5, 9, and then 10.5 will be the last one. Some of your paper is going to be 12 inches. Some of you will have paper that is a little bit shorter, and that's okay. It just means that your last box there will be a little bit shorter. Now, on the same side, you're going to line up your ruler on the bottom here, and you're going to line it up on the same side that you did on the top, just for consistency. So we're going to make sure we line that up. You're going to do the same thing on the bottom. So 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5, 9, 10.5. You're then going to be able to take those two marks that you have. You'll have a mark here and a mark on the other end of your paper. And you can line up your ruler and make a straight line. And here is the really important part, that you make sure your grid is absolutely the lightest mark you can make. Absolutely the lightest. The weight of the pencil should be plenty dark. You don't need to press down at all. Just let it drag. Make sure you're lining up your ruler straight. You'll then go through and connect each of these. It really doesn't matter which side you start on. If you start horizontally, if you start vertically, it's completely up to you. You're doing it both ways anyway. So it's up to you what you want to do there. And then as soon as you've got them lined up and you've got these marks, I find it's easier to connect the lines right now and then do the next set, so you don't confuse which mark goes with which direction. But that is up to you as well. All right, last one. And then you're going to do the same along the long side. So I'm going to line up my ruler here, and along these 18 inches, I'm going to do the same thing, making 1.5 inch boxes, or making a mark every 1.5 inches. So 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5, 9, 10.5, 12, 13.5, and I'll scoot it down here. 15, 16.5, and then the last one would be at 18, which is at the end of the page. And you're going to do that exact same thing along the bottom also. Let me move the camera here so you can see. So do the same along the bottom side of the paper as well, just like we did going the other way. So you'll go 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5, 9, 10.5. I'll scoot this over. So that's at 10.5, 12, 13.5, 15, and 16.5. You then want to, again, go through and connect each line from here to here, and that's going to give you, once you're done, and you've done that throughout the whole page, with the lightest mark possible, then you will have a paper full from edge to edge of 1.5 inch boxes, like so. And at that point, you would be ready to start adding your contour lines once you have all of them filled in.